Hello again. This is Darcy Cleary of Cleary Law Offices, and we're going to do one of our little sessions on the constitutional law. And it's one that I had to do some study on because I haven't really run into it before, at least how it's organized. And that is in our government, we have, through our Constitution, we have a lot of agencies that have been established over the years. Some of them are probably well known to you, and the Social Security Administration would be one of the largest ones, and requires a lot of workers through the agency to keep our retirement going, our retirement peak receivers managed. But the one that comes to my mind is ever present, and that is the migrant people that have come into our country. And the more I think about that, I say, how did they get here? Why did it happen? I think we use a number of 9 million people that have come into our country with no paperwork, with no physical examinations. They just showed up and said, here I am. And they don't bring any funds into the country as far as into this process. They ask to be fed, and they ask to be housed in some other place. One of the places which has been provided now is up on Martha's Vineyard. I've never been there. It's too expensive for me to go, and so I've stayed away from Martha's Vineyard. But our migrants are been assigned over there and getting good facilities and good care, again, at no cost to them, but only to our government. And to me, you are the government. You are paying the taxes. And so the other thought I remember well is the migrants, many of them now staying at the Roosevelt Hotel in New York. And I remember the Roosevelt Hotel only because my folks used to go there as a special treat and enjoyed it. It's a very expensive hotel, the best of accommodations. And I said, well, it's good that the migrants can stay at the Roosevelt Hotel. Shows the magnanimity of our government to do that. But I would say to all of you who are looking at this question on the migrants, and I've covered it once before in another little talk, I don't understand it. I can't find the basis for providing it. I know that the legal basis under the Constitution, it's strictly a decision by the President of the United States. Joe Biden is the one that's brought more of the migrants in under his administration. And no reasons are provided why they're all here. The 8 or 9 million people have come into our country at no cost to them. And their travel is all paid for, their food is all paid for, their housing is all paid for by you, all of us. I don't understand it. I think it's more of a political decision, but I haven't had it explained to me why we're doing all of this. It's got to be costing billions of dollars each year. So I want to bring that subject matter again up to all of us, and to say the other point I want to mention was the fact that it's a type of program, the migrant support program, we'll call it, that has no end. It's endless. There's no termination date or termination amount of money that's to be spent. It's an open-ended, whatever it takes. So I'm hoping that as we go forward, that each of you will call your congressman or senator and say, can you explain it to me why we're doing this at no cost to these fine people, but they got the benefit of it. So with that, I hope that you will keep coming to these programs that we have, and if you can come to an answer on the migrants, that would be one I would really appreciate, because I'm asked that all the time. Why are we doing this? And I say to them, I haven't the slightest idea. Only President Biden understands it, but Probably too much conflict in there for me to get involved in that. I don't know why. So thanks for following these little lectures. I've got others coming up, but I thought we would do these agencies today, Social Security, Homeland Security, which really have the force of law, and but they're very, very expensive for our country to handle, and they were put in effect because it was too big for the government to manage an agency like that. But now the agency itself has become so beleaguered with detail and with regulations. So it's part of our government that we now have these agencies. And I hope you will ask questions of your senator and your representative and on these questions, okay? Thank you again. It's great to have you here at Clary Law on these questions. Thanks.